Welcome back for our morning immersion. As I said, I was just cleaning these glasses, but it wasn't really that effective. Let me see what I can do here. It is what it is. These are just temporary. They're not high-end prescription glasses, so I did just clean them with my shirt, but it's a very nice fabric on the shirt. It's not rough and scratchy. So, good morning. I've been thinking about this practice of Metta and Maitri and how we can practice sensing that others have perhaps been including us in their Metta or Maitri practice, that there's something that we have done inadvertently, even unknowingly, that had caused harm to them, whether the harm was intended by us or not, whether it was misperception or clear perception, that somewhere something has happened and we could be on the receiving end of somebody else's Metta or Maitri practice. So a reminder that Maitri or Metta is practiced for a benevolent person, a person that you have felt like a lot of kindness from or generosity from, a benefactor, a person who may have been a teacher or has contributed in a certain way to your life, a loved one, a person that's near and dear to you, a neutral person. The postman is somebody that I often use because in our neighborhood, they actually walk to deliver the mail to the mailbox, which is right at the step. So we have a regular relationship and interaction with this person, but he's still neutral. We don't really know each other. I don't even know his name, actually. And then there's practicing Metta or Maitri towards someone who's caused harm to you or to others. So if we're going to interpret that somebody somewhere is practicing this part towards us, we have to have the humility, also called modesty, or appropriate remorse. So the word for that is hri, sometimes hrihi, so H-R-I. It means we have enough humility to realize that we could have been a person who caused some harm. We have enough modesty or enough appropriate remorse to be like, yeah, I've probably done some things that have dysregulated or disquieted or harmed other people in some way. Or maybe I've harmed the ecology in some way, or unknowingly I've harmed something that I didn't realize I was doing it at the time. But hindsight might give you a sense that you had done that. So we could also ask for Metta or Maitri from the universe, and we can give it to ourselves, to the part of us that caused that harm. May that part of me be growing and evolving. May that part be in less pain. May that part of me experience less suffering so that I'm not inclined to perpetuate suffering. Okay, so with that in mind, let's sit for a few moments together. And in the kitten world, we have Nandita, Mama Kitty, and Bindi, one of her daughters, little girl kitties. And the others are across the hall playing with their Papa Kitty. So we'll see what happens this morning. You may rest your hands in your lap and close your eyes. And you've made it for your practice, which means you have enough life skills, enough vitality, enough pizzazz to be here for 7 a.m. yoga class. You could say to yourself, may any part of me that unknowingly or knowingly caused harm, may the seeds of that remain, may they be free from unnecessary pain. May those parts of me, whatever seeds remain, may they experience ease or harmony, so that I don't knowingly or unknowingly perpetuate or cause pain again. And may I be able to look back with hindsight and see that, in fact, I likely have caused some harm. And I have the appropriate free, the humility, the modesty to acknowledge that. And perhaps somewhere in the universe, the people to whom I caused this harm are able to practice this Metta or Maitri in my direction. Of course, freeing their hearts from whatever they've been carrying from the harm that I caused. May each of us be more free. And that freedom means the freedom to love more or to act in greater wisdom or discernment. It doesn't mean freedom of permission to go on being unconscious or naive or ignorant. With this prayer, please join your hands together in Anjali Mudra. And as you next inhale, take the right hand out to the side and up. And then exhale, right arm wide, just gathering it all in, and right hand back to your heart. Inhale, left hand. And exhale, gathering in. And inhale, palms up like an offering. And gathering that in, exhale. We'll use the Gayatri mantra. Om Bhargava Shiva Tat Savitar Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Bhargava Shiva Tat Savitar Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Bhargava Shiva Tat Savitar Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayata Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Guru Pyo Namaha Hari Om. You may bow your head to your heart. When you're ready to, please release your hands. We're going to be practicing some of the kriya and the pranayama from this week. My dedication in this regard this week is to get us to a skillful experience of uddiyana bandha. So beginning at the second and third chakra here with Vastrika, let's have the gaze open and about an equal triangle from where your seat is, knees, maybe more like a diamond, right? So the eyes can be steady, unmoving and unpressured by the Vastrika. Exhale completely. Inhale fully up to suspension with the bandhas. Your own timing, exhale completely. Rest in the echo that follows Vastrika. And open the eyes and gaze on the same spot. It's called Dristi, having your gaze set. And Vastrika a little bit more rapid and a little bit longer in duration. Exhale completely. Inhale up to suspension. Your own timing, release the bandhas and exhale completely. Rest in the silence that follows the sound. The quiet that follows the effort or the actions. The Kapalabhati. Exhale completely. Inhale fully up to suspension. Exhale in your own timing. In the quality of simple humility, we're receiving a practice from a massive tradition. Billions of others have benefited by this tradition. We are also practicing the inner humility that recognizes we've likely had some wrongdoing along the way. Once more, Kapalabhati, a little bit quicker. Exhale completely. Inhale to suspension. In your own timing, exhale completely. Back and interlace your fingers, please. Squeeze the shoulders back. Arms back. I know it looks like I don't have any arms right now. They're still back there. You raise up through your chest and your heart. Lift even the back of the heart. So yes, there's a back bend, but we're not exploiting the floating ribs here. And then as you inhale, start with the chin facing down and follow the breath moving from the low pelvis, mid-torso, heart, collarbones, and raise your gaze in pace with the breath, using a subtle form of the ujjayi. And exhale slowly, returning your head so your chin comes down to the upper chest, the base of the throat. Again, using the ujjayi, twice more, please. Release the clasp of your hands. And sit very quietly. Now coming to Vajrasana. Block. So this is for Karmasana, or Karma Mudra sometimes called. We were talking about it yesterday. Your fists go here in the low belly so that when you exhale, you're coming over. The fists are helping you to exhale completely and also to massage the deep inner belly. So I've spoken about this in each of the immersions because I speak about it regularly. The process of Apanavayu is the downward flow of one of the 5 pranas. One has to go downward, it's in charge of elimination. When you place your fists here and the knuckles are pressing into the belly, there is a little pressure against the organs of elimination. And that's okay. Your body can tolerate that pressure. But think of Apanavayu as being increased by the bandhas. So we're exercising the bandhas. So the toning, the releasing, the uddiyana bandha is a massage of the inner body, a release of that. So we're trying to increase Apanavayu and pranavayu, both in a healthy direction. So the exhale suspension right now, we're going to be going forward. And at the end of the exhale, we'll have the fists in the belly. We'll totally relax the exhale muscles. And we'll just be hanging out there in exhale suction. So it's not a full suspension. You're not making an uddiyana bandha. We're just resting in the absence of the breath. And it feels like a little suction on the inside. Okay, so placing your fists, inhale while you're upright. And then exhale, coming forward. At the completion of the exhale, you squeeze the belly, then relax the belly without inhaling. Then tone the belly and inhale to rise back up to kneeling. Take a pause or continue with the next exhale. We'll do 4 times all together, even if you're pausing between repetitions. Complete 4 times, so at your own pace. When you complete those, rest your palms face down in your lap. And coming from Vajrasana, where you happen to be, reach forward to table pose. Okay, just waiting for you, good. Okay, inhale to cat pose. Exhale, cow pose. Inhale, inchworm. Exhale, cobra. Inhale, Salambhasana. Exhale, cobra. Inhale, inchworm. Exhale, cow pose. Inhale to cat pose. Exhale, child's pose. Place the palms together. Inhale, arrow pose. Exhale, fold forward. So use the low belly right where your fists were a few moments ago. Inhale, cat. Exhale, cow. Inhale, inchworm. Exhale, cobra. Inhale, salambasana. Exhale, cobra. And inhale, inchworm. Exhale, cow pose. Last time. Inhale to cat. Exhale, child's pose. Inhale, arrow pose. And exhale, Anjali Mudra. Please rise up to standing. Take a wide stance. Reach back and interlace your fingers. Roll the shoulders open. Again, it's going to look like you don't have any arms. Yeah, you breathe in, let the hips come slightly forward, probably in line with your toes. Come into a standing back bend. And then exhale. Now tone the legs, slide your hips back in line with your heels, and come down to Prasarita Padottanasana, keeping the arms clasped. Now using the breath cycle, energize your legs. And as you inhale, tone your hamstrings, bring your torso forward, rise up to your full stance. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, go up with the heart. And exhale, as you bow forward, come towards your right leg. Inhale, glide your torso up. Use your right hip and hamstring, left hip and hamstring. Exhale, back bend. Inhale, upwards through the heart. Exhale, forward to center. Inhale, glide up. Notice your hamstrings. Those are helping you to come up. Exhale, standing back bend, hips a little forward. Inhale, up through the heart. And exhale, legs stay centered, but bow your torso over your left leg. Inhale, rise up, noticing the hamstrings. Exhale, hips a little forward. Inhale, heart upwards. And exhale, hands to Anjali Mudra. And you can again imagine that there is a part of you at some point in your life that has committed some wrongdoing. Towards that part of you, you can offer metta. May that part of you be in less pain, or that instinct, may it be more well understood, less likely to manifest abruptly. And can you receive the possibility that somewhere somebody is using the metta practice to free their hearts from a pain that you might have caused? Releasing the hands down to your hips, turn your left heel out slightly, turn your right foot out directly. Join the hands together at your heart. And inhale, sweep the arms wide. It's a full spectrum life, right? Exhale, bend your right knee, warrior two. Turn the right hand skyward, please. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, warrior two. Lift the heart, stretch expansively left to right. Inhale, right arm to your right thigh, left arm past your ear, side angle pose. Exhale, warrior two. Notice the pelvis and the lower belly, rising up to an expansive heart. Inhale, rising warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, rise up. Notice your right hamstring. It's essential in bringing you back up. Inhale. The pelvic floor and the belly are also essential there, but a lot of people leave out the hamstring. Exhale, warrior two. One more time, inhale, side angle. And exhale, warrior two. Good. Inhale to center. Exhale, feet to the other side. And inhale, sweep your arms wide. Exhale. Left hand skyward. Inhale, rise up. Beautiful. Exhale. All right, I went past warrior two. Exhale, warrior two. I was watching how beautiful you are, and my mind went silent on what I was doing. Inhale, rising warrior. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, side angle. Exhale, warrior two. Notice your left hamstring. Last one. Inhale, rising. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, side angle. So we are also massaging the organs that support Apana right now. Exhale, the organs of elimination, including ascending colon, transverse colon, descending colon. You come down to Prasarita Padottanasana. Walk your hands out in front of you. Now come into the Ujjayi breath and let's balance the inhale with the exhale here. Without making yourself breathless, so don't make a too high standard for the length of the breath. Do what is gracefully smooth between your inhale and your exhale, with a slight pause at the top and bottom of each. Concentrate for 2 more breath cycles. Each breath cycle consistent one to the next. And then walk your hands back to your hips and please rise up to standing. Okay, let's go heel toe into mountain pose. Pause and just go inside and listen for the readiness that you have for uddiyana bandha. It is a practice that requires humility and maturity. So we want to bring our most discerning inner yogi to the practice. Practice is more easeful when we feel like we can expand the back waist because the vacuum goes in and up. The practice is also more easeful when you feel like you can expand the sides of the ribs. So let's come to the jazz dance warm-up pose, please. When you take this stance, place your hands on your knees, bring your torso forward, and let's see if you can experience a kind of cat pose here for a few moments. So if you press firmly down onto both knees, you're pressing them apart, and then lift into your back waist a bit so the tailbone's going to come towards your pubic bone. And then raise the chest and heart up from there, keeping the back waist broad. So when you're even stretching the inner thighs here, that stretch is influencing the pelvic floor. And sometimes we have tightness at the pelvic floor, and it tends to be that we have that tightness on the back hemisphere of the pelvic floor and a laxity on the front hemisphere. And so let's do this again. Press into your knees, broaden the back of your waist. You'll notice the back of the pelvic floor probably gets more toned. We don't need that to be more tight. We don't actually need it to be more toned if it is tight, but just observe what's happening. Press down with both arms against your knees and start raising your chest and your heart up without arching your lower back. Then stretch the inner thighs. And now tone the front of the pelvic floor and see if that brings a kind of balance to the whole system. Let's do that one more time. Press down firmly with both arms. And as you inhale, bring the tailbone forward, broaden the back of your waist like you're doing cat pose. Now keeping the cat pose pelvis, lengthen up through your spine, especially near to your heart and your upper back. Press the knees out as you inhale. Let the pose settle slightly down. And then exhale, tone the front hemisphere of the pelvic floor. Continue with the Ujjayi breath. So if the pelvic floor feels balanced from here, if the spine and the torso, if the structure of the pose feels balanced, when we do uddiyana, we ought to be able to feel the relationship from the pelvic floor, the psoas, the diaphragm. So let's try one round here in jazz dance pose. Please inhale completely. Exhale completely. Squeeze the muscles of the exhale at the very end of the exhale with the breath being held out. You completely relax and then make a pretend inhalation. And then you release the bandhas before you inhale. And then rise up to standing. And let's straighten the legs, turn the toes in, and come a little bit more narrow like a horse stance here in just a moment. So one thing to clarify, if you feel it in your throat, That's appropriate. I had that question by email yesterday. Yes, you will feel all three bandhas, even the one in the throat. Okay, so bend the knees. Now we don't have the advantage of that wide stance and the architecture we were just working through, but we do have the advantage of our experience. So make both arms straight and strong. Let the torso come a little forward so the abdomen, the belly is allowed to hang out, to be relaxed. No one's taking your picture from a side view right now. And you're not having a bathing suit photo shoot. You can let the belly hang out. All right, so we'll inhale completely. Exhale thoroughly. Squeeze and squeeze. Without inhaling, totally release, and then make a mock inhalation. Release that before you inhale. And inhale smoothly without urgency or rushing. When you feel like you got your recalibration back, and that might be a few moments from now, might not be immediately, then we'll do round number 2. So a couple reminders, you're squeezing to the end of the exhale, and a mock or pretend inhalation means no air is coming, but you are making this effort to inhale, and you can go inside and imagine that you're scooping the inner belly upwards. The psoas is getting a massage, the diaphragm is getting this big balloon experience, the heart is actually lifting, and the throat is having its own kind of suction. Let's do it again, please. You'll release the bandhas before inhaling, then rise up and just relax where you are. We're going to do one more round, and I want to give a new instruction, but let's just bask for a moment. Time. There's something here. Papa? It's scratching at the door, but you can just ask. Good job using your voice. Felt the energy, the bandhas? Okay, so now we're going to do again uddiyana bandha. This time when you're down, you can press into your right hand more firmly than your left hand more firmly, and that pressure side to side is going to shift what's happening in the belly. But you can also add something I haven't spoken about. You can make circles with the sitting bones, like you're taking the pelvis in a circle like this. Oh, you can't see. You're taking the pelvis in a circle like this, because you're going to be massaging in the inner belly. You'll have this, you'll likely feel something inside where you realize, oh, there's actually a lot going on there. There's a lot of musculoskeletal stuff, and there's also organs and pathways. So come down, please, to your hands on your knees. And let's take a full inhalation, of course, at your own pace. And exhale completely. Look for your bandhas, uddiyana bandha. Press one hand more firmly and then the other, or move the hips in a circle. Of course, you always release the bandha before you feel breathless, and you enjoy the next inhale without gasping. And then we'll try that one more time. When you complete this one, then make your feet parallel, keep the knees bent, and come down like a little rag doll. Let the weight of your head relax. The torso be liquid like water, completely releasing. And then rise up to standing. Okay, so there is some uddiyana practice for you today. Let's bring the chair onto the mat, please. And place your chair. Let's see if I do mine. I'm going to move it. And I'd like you to put 2 blankets in front of your chair. Sit on the blankets facing away from the chair. I forgot to bring a hair clip this morning, so sorry about that if it's distracting for you. You can sit cross-legged, Sukhasana. Rest your hands over your knees and just take notice then how things are feeling in the mind and the body. Press your right hand over your left knee and reach it over to the knee. So it's a big reach for those of us who have shorter arms and longer torsos. Make this firm and then taut, pull up with the heart and walk your left hand around. Yeah, so make the structure of this twist really upright and almost, like I said, taut. You're pulling up through the spine, widen your collarbones and your shoulders, and let the lower belly be really breathable. Breathe in smoothly and slowly. The breath expands circumferentially, that it means 3-dimensionally. And then rotate around the face forward and connect into the quality of humility, of free. Right now, somewhere, somebody is practicing metta, and it's about you. Can you receive that graciously? And you are right now practicing clearing out the residues and the seeds of the mind that would have caused that kind of inadvertent wrongdoing. Cross your left hand over your right knee, make it firm, pull up so it's taut. Walk your right hand around. Rotate back around to face forward. And again, that sense of inner free or humility. Bring your right knee up and your left leg out straight. This is from Uddiyana. Raise your left arm. And then exhale, either cross your elbow over your knee, if that's something that you benefit from. I broke my elbow twice as a kid, this elbow, and so it's never felt comfortable to place it here. So my choice is to place my left hand around and then walk the right hand over to the chair seat. It's the way they put my elbow back together, which I'm so glad they did. And it doesn't feel comfortable in that other form. And so twisting to your right, now you have some compression from your thigh against your torso. So let the breath expand back and side as you inhale brightly. And then let's exhale, rotate around to face forward. Now raise your right arm up, inhale, and then exhale, come forward along the inside of your right leg. Reach for your left foot, bow your head and your heart over your left leg. Sometimes just changing the position of the hips or the legs, like here we have the right knee up, you might realize, oh, there is some tightness perhaps on one side of your lower back or the other, or in the right hip joint or in the upper inner thigh. As you exhale, rise up to sitting, and let's change legs. Inhale, raise your right arm. We're going to twist to the left. So cross your elbow to the outside of your left knee if you like. As you rotate, walk the left hand around onto the chair. Notice that the compression of your thigh against your torso means that you can expand the breath in the back body and the side bodies. And exhale, come around to face forward. And raise your left arm up as you inhale. And come to the inside of your left leg, reach for your right foot. And let's inhale, rise up to center. Sorry that you can't see how cute it is. There's two white kittens wrestling on a white carpet. Mama and baby kitten. Okay, for those of you who would like to go directly to Shavasana, you can do that with your two blankets here for your hips and your legs up here, like a waterfall pose. For anybody who would like to move into shoulder stand, supported shoulder stand, or plough pose, you can step up and straddle your chair. As you're coming down, a reminder that you want your shoulders to be firmly placed on the blankets. So right firmly at the edge, not falling off the blankets. Please keep the elbows bent so you firmly hold the chair with your hands.
For those of you who practice this pose, it's really nice after uddiyana bandha and the sequence that we had to wring out the belly to arrive in this position. And there is a sense of the inner experience from the pubic bone up to the diaphragm to the heart. There is a little closure in the throat, and your gaze is in towards your heart. Some of you may be well practiced at going over to plough pose. You can return to supported shoulder stand if you've been in plough pose. And then placing your feet on the seat of the chair for the dismount of the pose. Come thoughtfully down into your Shavasana. And for everyone, whether you took the adventure to shoulder stand and plough pose or you went directly to waterfall pose, let's rest the gaze down in the lower belly. Towards all those sort of parts, the seeds of our mind habits that we see at the third chakra, all the cousins on the battlefield. Beneath that in the second chakra is this repository of the unmet needs, the unexpressed emotions, the pain. And so as you gaze down to the second chakra, there is also there your vitality, your creativity, your spontaneity, flexibility of updating yourself and your life. So you can gaze in at the second chakra and offer this metta. May the parts of you that have been unknown or disregarded or have been holding pain, may they be free from unnecessary suffering. May you be free from unnecessary pain. May you have ease and joy and health and harmony. To rest The camera has gone dark because the battery timed out, but as you rest, your eyes are closed. So please stay with the inner experience. Your mind keep dropping down this inner place of Metta or Maitri. This to be a whole body renewal, the mind and all the mind habits resting deeply. Allow the rest to permeate, not just the body, but also your mind. Very deep letting go. Whatever residue is there circulating, whatever unresolved pain, whatever unexpressed remorse, there be a deep, deep relaxation, the inner quality of forgiveness. That free humility and forgiveness, kshama, to go a few degrees deeper now. deeper than thought. In letting that go deeper, imagine a resolution of some prior wrongdoing in your own life. Imagine the freedom that comes from releasing those. Slightly wiggle your fingers and your toes. Towards your chest. To your side. Rise up to sitting. When you come up to sit, rest your hands in the mudra for the first chakra. And the sound of Lam, L-A-M. Lam, 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 lam. Lam, 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 lam. Lum, 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 lum. Lum, 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 lum. Rest and quiet. The first chakra represents our sense of tribe. And Metta, Maitri, they help to reunite us with the tribe, everyone and everything.
Just bring your hands together at your heart. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Thank you very much, everyone. Namaste. Just to be clear, Metta and Maitri, same word, same practice, different word, same practice. Not actually the same word as forgiveness, but it leads to these qualities of humility and forgiveness. And for us to receive Metta or Maitri to the parts of us that might have, just a tiny inkling of the possibility that we at some point in our life caused an ounce of harm. Of course, more likely than a tiny inkling and maybe more than an ounce. But to receive that knowledge and to receive someone else's metta on our behalf, it requires this humility. And that humility is one of the steps in us moving towards self-forgiveness too. Thank you for being here. I will stop the recording, so if you have a question, it'll be just between us.